beautiful people. Welcome back to the Brooklynite TV podcast, the podcast where we're here once again to talk about issues that shape our beautiful borough of Brooklyn. I'm your host, Frank, and we're here to talk about a significant shift in our local retail landscape. If you've been following the news, you probably heard that Stop & Shop is closing its store at 2965 Cropsey Avenue by late 2024, along with several other locations across the Northeast. This decision is part of the company's strategy to close underperforming stores. So what does this mean for Brooklyn, particularly for neighborhoods like ours that have seen a decline in traditional grocery stores over the past decade? To start, let's get into the nuts and bolts of things of this announcement. Stop & Shop, a staple in the grocery business for over a century, has decided to shutter 32 locations across New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Now, the Cropsey Avenue store in Brooklyn is just one of the casualties. This company cites the need to create a healthy base for the future of the company, which on the surface sounds like another way to say their move is focused on more profitable locations. But let's dig deeper. What does this really mean for Brooklyn? And more specifically, the area around Cropsey Avenue. If you're a Brooklynite, you know that grocery stores are more than just places to pick up milk and bread. They're also community hubs, vital for day-to-day living. And their closures will have a rippling effect far beyond the empty shelves and store sign closures. To help us understand the broader impact, the Cropsey Avenue area, particularly around the Coney Island corridor, is a diverse neighborhood with a mix of families, seniors, and local businesses. This Stop & Shop has been a critical resource for many residents. It's one of the larger grocery stores in the area, and it's not just about groceries. It's about the services they provide, like pharmacy, a bakery, a fresh produce. For many, it's their go-to spot for weekly shopping. I've shopped there many times. I don't particularly like the store, but the immense impact is quite significant. First, there's the loss of convenience. For many people, especially elderly or those without easy access to transportation, having a large grocery store nearby is critical. Now, they'll have to travel further distances to find a similar store, which is not always easy. Second, there's an economic impact. Local businesses that rely on foot traffic from the grocery store could suffer. And it's not just the store itself. The closure might affect nearby businesses that depend on steady stream of customers who come for groceries and end up shopping locally. So I believe this closure will have a substantial effect. And when we look at other parts of Brooklyn, there's a trend of similar store closures. For example, the Wallbaums on Utrecht Avenue also closed down several years ago. It's left a huge void in the neighborhood and was replaced by a Chinese grocery chain called J-Mart that isn't nearly the go-to store that Wallbaums once was. So what does this mean for the shopping options left in the area? Well, it's a big concern. With Wallbaums gone and now Stop & Shop, there are a few options for us residents. The area's shopping landscape is shifting, and right now it seems like it's leaning heavily towards smaller, often less diverse stores like Chinese marts or specialty shops. These can be great, but they don't always meet the needs of the entire community, especially in terms of affordability and variety. Now, the reduction in grocery stores will lead to what's known as food deserts, areas where access to affordable and nutritious food is limited. While these local Chinese marts offer some options, they don't necessarily provide the full range of products and prices that larger supermarkets like Stop & Shop offers. Now, what are some potential solutions or steps that this community could take to address these gaps? In my opinion, there are a few avenues that can be explored. First, we need to advocate for better access to groceries. That might involve working with the local government to attract new grocery stores to the area or support initiatives that bring mobile marts or delivery services to undeserved neighborhoods. Second, community organizations and local leaders must look into developing cooperative grocery stores. These can sometimes fill the gap left by large chains, providing fresh produce and other essentials while boosting local economies. Now, what role can individuals play in this situation? Well, community engagement is key. Residents can participate in local meetings, join neighborhood groups, and advocate for better resources and services. The more voices that come together to address these issues, the more likely we are to see some positive changes. But it's clear that while these closures of a major store like Stop & Shop can seem like a small blip in the corporate world, I believe this impact on our local community will be profound. So thank you for listening, for tuning in. The situation with Stop & Shop is a reminder of how interconnected our local economy and communities are. As we navigate these changes, staying informed and involved can make a big difference. We'll continue to follow this story and keep you updated on how it unfolds. That's it for today. That's it for this episode of the Brooklynite podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and stay connected with us for the latest updates. Until next time, keep looking out for each other and keep supporting your local community. I'm Frank, and this has been another episode of the Brooklynite TV podcast. You all have a wonderful day. Till next time.